Islam Morris. No, I was just doing this video. Um, it's a lot of confusion going on out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like no need. But the main video right now, was to talk about. All right, like when you read most of the stuff from back in the day, they talk about how Moors were in Northwest Africa, when the Europeans found them. I just wanted to pose a question to people, like, when he's doing these insertations, as far as when documents are being recorded, that was in he's dating in the 1400s, 1500s. This was still the New World. So how would he know yet if there were Moors over in the Americas if he didn't get here yet? Because when he's writing these writings, Europeans didn't really arrive here yet, and especially they definitely didn't do any writings. So we talk the first writings we hear from Europeans are around in the 1800. So that'd be like the 19th century is when we start hearing writings of Europeans being in the Americas. So how can he say? So like when they're saying like, yeah, Moors are Northwest Africans. If he still thought that over in the Americas was New World, why would he list you in the Americas, which is New World, that he hasn't been to yet, as Moor or dark-skinned people? He hasn't been. He wasn't here yet. I mean, like what? So why would he name you the people that he's seen already? Like he was never here to see who was here or wasn't. But when he got here, he seen people that look like Arawaks, or whatever you would call it, blackamoors, right? So then he wrote his stories about encountering blackamoors or Indians. You know what I'm saying? Induyan. We'll deal with that. So Islam family, I'm traveling right now, but it's Monday. I think it's the 13th of August. And what we're dealing with is confusion. I love dealing with the confusion. Like, I love the confusion, bro. I put myself in the set, like how when I was in a Kemetic mindset. Set was always, he represented like the challenger of chaos. So where you have chaos or disorder, he was the challenger of it. Like, not the progressor. Like, he didn't make confusion. He didn't promote confusion. What he did was he challenged to fight it. Like, because when you deal with confusion, when you see how deep a lie can go, it goes deep. Like, it can go through multiple generations. One lie. But Set represents like the setting of the day, meaning I'm going to change whatever this mindset is and change it into something that's going to benefit me. So let me make an example of this. Okay. All right. Back in the Council of Nicaea, 325, right? They came up with anathematized, meaning if you come up with anything against the Catholic Church, you can get anathematized or your head cut off under law, with lawful decree. So that was probably the first time they mixed church and state. They mixed them. So when we deal with natural law and we deal with church and state, like how they would get to mix them, if you're not dealing with like voodoo and a female of your family conjuring, whatever the deity is of the time, if you're not dealing with that, then you can't be dealing with true voodoo or voodoo or ancestor worship or nature worship, because true nature worship is dealing with like you take your ancestor, or all right, because it's crazy. Like I gotta go with it the way I did it. You know, my ancestor was already dead when I contacted him. My aunt, she was already dead. So if I think back to when they were doing ancestor worship, they were contacting people that was in their close family, like immediate family, that had already passed on. And it's own right. It couldn't be just like a nobody. It had to be somebody that had history of working with the families or healing or something like that. Because like, where would you get the understanding that it's something divine from if the person in their physical reality didn't exude that? So my aunt, she was always healing. She always dealt with comfort. And whenever you were sick, she would always give you castor oil or some form of medicine outside of the pharmaceutics. So she was a Dr. Sabi in her own right, you know, a Tituba in her own right. Study if you want to know who they are. But anyway, she always used to deal with like natural forms of healing us. Castor oil or tea, and I'm not sure. I don't know what the other ailment was, but whenever I was sick, like when I was over there for a whole summer one time, caught a little light cold, and she gave me tea, and I can't remember what the other tincture was. But when she gave it to me,